ASPN. I'm Kelly Dawson.
And I'm Anya Kleinlein.
Come on.
Keep going.
Welcome back to ASPN. I'm Kelly Dawson.
And I'm Anya Kleinlein.
This just in, Arcadia soccer player Alex Zepp seems to be showing aggressive behavior following their loss to Chaparral.
Sources say she might be taking oxandrolone, a common anabolic steroid.
She's been showing signs of what we call aggressive behavior that might be considered roid rage.
Let's take a closer look at some of the symptoms Alex has been experiencing on the one-on-one interview with Dr. Ord.
We're here at the scene with Dr. Ord.
Thank you for meeting with me, Mrs. Zeff. I have a couple of questions. In the past couple of days, have you noticed yourself having abnormal aggression? Have you noticed any abnormal hypertrophy in your muscles?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thank you. Here we're with two scientists. Can you tell us more about oxandrolone?
Yeah, sure. I'm scientist Henry, and oxandrolone acts as an androgen receptor to influence cellular functioning and gene expression. Activating the androgen receptors also produces rapid increases in calcium levels with skeletal muscle, heart, and brain cells.
Today, we've hired some expressionary actors to demonstrate the steroids movement in the cell. This here is a ligand. Watch as the ligand passes through the GABA receptor. This here signal is now amplified by proteins in the cell.
As their demonstration showed earlier, the ligand is the steroid itself, and the protein receptor is the GABA receptor. But some other parts of the steroid that affect the transduction pathway is sickle-dependent kinases and the mitogen-activated kinases, as well as the G-protein coupled receptor 30, which is for estrogen, and a receptor for progesterone, and G-protein coupled receptor family C, group 6. And the reason that we saw Alex with such large muscles was because the whole point of the steroid and the signal transduction pathway is they're transcribing DNA and RNA to make proteins. And those proteins, coupled with the protein inhibitors, make your muscles stay large after working out, and muscle cells do not relax with the added proteins from the steroids.
I concur.
Some other important parts of the signal transduction pathway are the secondary messengers, which include ERK, ENOS, PK, and calcium 2+, and an abundance of other ones, but those are the most significant ones that we see in effect in Alex. The diagnosis of Alex steroid use is increased hypertrophy, which is enlarged muscles, and increased anger. That comes due to the production of proteins from the transcribing process of the cell signal pathway, which also is not affected by the use of steroids because steroids have their own signal transduction pathway, so there's nothing faulty about it.
The prognosis of oxandrolone, which is an anabolic steroid, changes the dopamine system response to stimulating intoxicants. The release of intoxicant-induced neurotransmitters lessens and increases the pleasure procured from the intoxicants. In some of the studies, it has direct activating functions for dopamine and serotonin release. It is known that the anabolic steroid abuse in high doses impairs a number of organs and functions, causing both physical and psychological illnesses. Many of these symptoms are found to be long-lasting even after the discontinuation of these compounds. Large doses have been demonstrated to induce programmed cell death in many cell types, including neuronal cells. This may result in irreversible changes in the nervous system. Excessive use of oxandrolone causes observed side effects of aggressiveness, mood changes, and decreased serotonin levels that relate to the aggressive and uncontrolled behavior known as roid rage in humans.
The pathway starts with a steroid floating around in the body, which then binds to a receptor that is within the plasma membrane. It then goes through the plasma membrane and binds to secondary messengers, including kinases, ERKs, ENOS, PK, and calcium. And then it continues on through secondary messengers, and it binds to other ones that carry it into the nucleus, which then binds the DNA to make proteins through DNA transcription.
Thank you for watching.